Simu Liu takes on a whole lot of bad guys on a bus. Courtesy of Marvel StudiosFiled under movie ReviewI'm ready for Shang-Chi to meet Thor by August 23, 2021, 12 p.m. EDTFor 2 hours. Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings is a charming, family-friendly action-adventure movie about learning to grow up, learning to grieve, and learning to flex ab muscles so the light hits them just right. Then, as every movie set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is wont to do, it reminds us it's part of a large fabric and its characters are destined to join forces with the likes of Captain Marvel, Thor, and Doctor Strange. And instead of being exhausted, I was elated. This movie helped me overcome my MCU fatigue, and, unlike every other Marvel flick since the snap, actually set out to tell a new story absent of the baggage of Iron Man and the rest. It helped that it's just a really fun film, too. Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings stars Simu Liu, who came to fame as the lovable, buff son in the Canadian sitcom Kim's Convenience. In Shang-Chi, he's again playing a charming guy with more abs than career drive. But after more than a decade of super capable Marvel superheroes, it's refreshing to have a guy who's content to just park cars and stay out all night drinking cheap booze and singing karaoke with his best friend. The best friend, in this case, is Katy, a completely normal woman with zero ties to the larger Marvel universe. Awkwafina minimizes the appropriative accent that brought her fame to make Katy a compelling human anchor for the otherworldly adventures the film takes its hero on. While Shang-Chi is a very Marvel movie, and thus pretty sexless, it cannot contain Tony Leung. He missed every Disney memo to smolder less. Photo, Marvel StudiosWell, one of two anchors really. Tony Leung, one of the biggest stars to ever come out of Hong Kong, makes his American film debut in Shang-Chi as Shang's father, Wenwu. Wenwu, besides being the titular character's dad, is also the actual leader of the MCU's Ten Rings, the terrorist organization that played a major role in Iron Man 3. Leung is one of the greatest actors working today and immediately elevates what could have been a rote role. He's suave and menacing as the ageless leader of a group of assassins who run a chunk of the world from the shadows, but he's tragic and affecting as Shang's distant dad who has spent more than a decade abandoning his children and mourning his wife. The grief these characters share is ultimately what Shang-Chi is about. The two men, and Shang's younger sister Xialing, played by a wonderfully droll Meng'er Zhang, were once harmed by the loss of Shang and Xialing's mother, and they spend the film trying to reckon with that grief more than a decade after her loss. It gives Shang-Chi a surprisingly effective emotional core, which is good because the plot is fairly thin beyond the familial drama. This isn't Loki or WandaVision with intricately plotted reveals and Marvel-wide twists.